Hi guys. It is me again, and we're talking about mental health and perhaps burnout due to stress at work, which is what I had experienced and I'm recovering from now, and which is why I'm making these videos to share with people, as I found that has been incredibly helpful to hear other people share their experiences, and so I could relate to them, whereas otherwise I've felt totally disoriented, unmoored, and uncertain as to where I can go or what my value is or what is the point of existing. So, these videos are for those of you that may be in a similar situation and are looking for something like I have to listen to or watch, because reading perhaps is beyond your scope at the moment. Going uphill, a little bit winded. Well, it's true. Not terribly, but a bit. So, what's been very helpful for me, in addition to hearing other people's stories, is to recognize that there's a bigger picture that we're a part of that is just now being realized in society, in modern medicine, in sociology or psychology, and even in business, that workplace related stress is certainly a occupational health hazard, just like exposure to chemicals or noise or vibration or light, ergonomics, that all these things are known contributors to poorer health, and we can and should and must do things to avoid detrimental effects on the health of employees or managers, of people, everybody. So, in light of that, I'm sharing this as one of the early adopters of the sickness, one of those many, actually not early adopters, just one of the countless many who have been hit by this since we've been working. It certainly is not new to humanity. In the 1800s, people were so overworked in a way that was not sustainable to management, that I believe, now I'm making shit up, you can check my facts and correct me, that's fine, but I believe it was maybe Henry Ford that had recognized the importance of giving some time for people to recreate their productive energies and do so outside of, being exhausted from work. So the work week was shortened to 5 out of the 7 days, 8 hours a day, so a 40-hour work week, and weekends for recreating that energy lost during the week, or recreation. Some shooting range in the background. So now, in the early 21st century, 2019, it's being recognized, though it's been felt for generations. And in recognizing it, I think it's one of the first steps in finding a solution, so that as a society we can acknowledge that this is indeed symptomatic of an overburdened workforce that is out of balance. And as an individual, especially an individual who may be suffering from the effects of this overburdened workforce, or from the perspective of a manager who's trying to keep their employees healthy and optimized. That this recognition enables us to destigmatize the mental health issues surrounding being overstressed at work and the cascade of detrimental effects that accompany having hit the wall or becoming burned out or becoming overstressed or whatever the terminology is where you are from. We're not alone here. And thanks to technology as it is today, we can recognize that more. And that's why I'm making this video, so it can reach you on your personal screen and let you know that you're not alone. I'm not an expert by any means outside of my own experience, but I do have some educational and work-related authority and experience with these things, and can speak with some level of clout. And the main message here today is that you are okay and you're not abnormal, and there's nothing deficient about you or that you are broken. We're not all supposed to be Superman, and even Superman off screen probably has difficult days and periods in his life, or Wonder Woman in her life, or whoever your aspiration hero image might be. You are perfectly fine who you are and where you're at. Moving forward, for me, when I was in the sort of wackiest throes of the illness, and I was really disoriented, it was from a sick work environment where part of my position required me to report on ethics violations, even more so than the standard worker. And in doing so, I had made some reports on some issues that were bad because we had had a number of people that had become overstressed and had to leave work, and this was obviously an issue that needed attention. And I gave it attention, and I did so non-anonymously in order for it to gain any attention or traction at all. And I was then subsequently let go while I was on sick leave, which was not in any way any kind of planned event or ruse, but it did fit quite nicely in my role, and I think it was necessary for me to actually recognize that it's not just being overly stressed, but that there are legitimate cognitive limitations that accompany being so stressed, and it affects your, not just your working life, but your personal life, being able to buy food or plan a meal or ride your bicycle or do whatever. So I had, in the middle of being very sick, lost my job and am now feeling so much better that I'm making these videos, though I still have limitations which prevent me from doing things that I would have and perhaps still might consider more productive or valuable. But honestly, you know, the most important thing to me in the past year has been recovery. And in that light, I can't imagine anything being more valuable than sort of what I'm doing here by sharing this experience in hopes to help others that may be suffering similarly. So anyways, this is one of hopefully many videos, which will be quite similar. Same dude talking, probably same forest walking, and discussing as honestly and authentically as I can and as clearly as I can the experience of having gone through this incredibly dark episode in my life and coming out of the other side. And the exciting part, perhaps, maybe it ends in tragedy, I hope not, but the exciting part is that I'm not out of it yet, but I'm starting these videos. So my hope is that it gives you hope, and that just wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever your relative circumference is in people or work or identification or tasks or values or purpose or family, relatives, friends, associates, what have you, that wherever you are, this somehow reaches you in a positive and helpful way, and that you can in turn reach out and help those that might as well be within your circle of influence, and let them know that they're okay and that we are really all in this together, and that we cannot keep ratcheting up the expectations on business